Yeah, he's downstairs. He may be stuck in the elevator. Jeez. I know he'll be here though.
You're
We can start.
recording.
Okay.
Calling the meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Updates to the agenda. We have tennis court information, dump truck, MERP, some sick bank damage, and executive session for personnel. So anything else that we need to put down there? Okay, public
Let's hope
comment.
Right?
I see no one there. I see no one here. Moving on to the CWSRF loan. This is the clean water, right?
Yeah, this is
CW's
clean water, which is for the
water.
wastewater treat. No, that's wastewater treatment plant is clean water.
Right.
Drinking water is drinking water. Yeah, it's DWSRF is drinking.
Okay.
Okay. So this is
And you've actually signed one of these before, and you will sign another one again because every time the dollar amount changes, we have to do the whole paperwork all over again. So, Teresa probably needs one copy. You guys all have to sign because then she has to sign a million of them.
it's the clean water.
Oh, but you have to make a
revolving
motion.
fund
Somebody has to
loan.
do that thing. Yeah.
And
That doesn't just get signed by the chair. It has
I think
No.
it gets signed by everybody.
to be signed.
There's a spot in there for all of you. A couple spots, I
So-
think.
Okay.
What are we doing first? The water?
Clean water.
Yeah, the first
This-
one.
so you make a motion for
WWTF
this?
from Monbank.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve and sign loan agreement with Vermont Bond Bank in the amount of $1,904,039. Sorry, with a principal forgiveness of $890,095, a preliminary interest at the rate of 0% per annum, with a preliminary administrative fee of 2%, subject to change based on final dispersed value beginning on 1/1/27, in order to fund the improvements project at the Brighton water treatment plant.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Teresa has a special free copy over there.
Okay,
Chair, Heather, you have to sign that one. And then everybody has to sign this one.
Is that stamp? Right?
And then everybody has to sign that one.
And Bruce is the only responsible one that came with a blue pen.
Every other color is different so far. Let's keep it that way. Wait, does it matter?
Should have.
No, it doesn't matter.
It won't void the.
No.
No, like all the stuff I do has to be signed with blue ink.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. So you can tell an original from a photocopy.
Like in this
And I
day
have
and age,
to have-
that matters. Everything is
Right,
color
I actually
now.
have to have a photocopy, like a video recording of you signing it.
That elevator's running okay, isn't it?
What'd you do to him? Do you want me to call him? Is he just in the
No,
basement?
no,
forgetting
right,
about it?
Mike,
No. Who?
this,
Okay, if I send these over to you in the morning or you need them
Oh, yeah,
tonight?
yeah, that's fine. But you know what? I just have
Okay.
to think. I wonder
No, he
if
said he was coming here. If he knows it is.
We're checking on to make sure he didn't get lost.
Well, if he's locked in the elevator.
yeah, if you
Do you wanna
turn
go
the switch
check?
off, it
Well, I was
probably-
thinking about it. I just. No buzzers or
the other thing I
bells
was
or
thinking, I
anything?
didn't have the door downstairs unlocking.
Yeah, you might
If
be
he
stuck
wanted to come
outside.
up. He doesn't
Need to
take
call somebody,
stairs,
I
so
think.
I would have thought he would have said something, but not.
Hey, did you get lost? Yeah, we're all worried about you. Are you stuck in the elevator? Okay. Bye. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we're all up here. Okay, good. At least you're not stuck in the elevator.
God.
At least you're not stuck in the elevator. We'll see you in a couple minutes when you get up here.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Poor boy.
Okay. So then we have the drinking water state revolving fund loan application, which is for the water treatment facility.
I make a motion to approve and sign the application to the Vermont Drinking Water State Revolving Loan Fund in the amount of $9,600,000 in order to fund the upgrades to the drinking water treatment facilities and to authorize town manager to submit and sign all documents necessary to complete this transaction.
And a second.
Second.
Each one of these has your name by where you gotta sign.
But we just made it so Mike could do this.
Well, I
was-
can't
didn't
sign
have to.
that.
Or
I can, but I wanted to make, I
Oh.
just put that in there so that I can do all the other stupid documents they're gonna ask for in the meantime, as we get through this. You know, they'll be when they actually get to the loan documents, you guys will have to sign that again too, but that's probably a year from now. This is
I won't be
the
here. Sorry.
application, and we're getting ready to submit the USDA application. If I can ever get them to give me the ability to be the authorized representative. They keep asking for our lender, and I'm like, it's you.
Oh, my gosh. Hmm.
Because it won't let me. I'm set up as the authorized person filling out the form, and Nate and I have done everything we need, and I need to submit it, but you have to do all of these, you know, that you're an equal opportunity employer, that you know, do all of the checkbox kinds of forms. And I can't do those online because it doesn't have me given authorization to do that. And it says, oh, just ask for that authorization through this link. I did. And they're like, okay, well, who's your lender? I'm like, you are.
Did we put ourselves into that?
So then next we have the long-term debt loan approval.
okay, so I'm just gonna let you know, we don't have the paperwork, but we're gonna have to borrow $350,000 this year. We had 253,000 in delinquent taxes this year, plus we have prior delinquent taxes that were not collected from last year. So we will have the documents by our next meeting next Wednesday to sign off on. But just to give you a heads up, it's gonna be $350,000 that we need to borrow.
How can we be 2 years behind in delinquent taxes?
So there was a thing that the state said that you can't put people up for tax sale unless they're like quite a bit behind or at least 2 years. So for one, there's a lot of different things that are part of this. We don't have a lawyer for one. So it took a while to find a lawyer. We do have one that was mentioned to us from Newport that we have contacted. But you can't put them up for tax sale unless they're at least 2 years behind. So this is a new thing that the state has done. So it is what it is.
Ties our hands.
Correct, basically.
2 whole years.
Yep. So for at least 2 years, every, you know, they have to be at least 2 years behind.
Mhm.
So instead of having 1 year, they now have 2. So.
Which makes it harder.
Mhm.
Makes it harder for the taxpayers that are paying it.
Right, right.
And then when you go to ask for that money to fulfill the budget, they're gonna look at you like,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
hard.
I mean, you know, we can explain it the same way that I just explained it to you. So it's not going to be an issue at town meeting as to why, because we can account for the reasoning. But,
Thank you.
and I will have those documents next Wednesday.
And it's not a drastic increase. I mean, we've
No.
run
Same amount.
It's right, it's always, yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
close?
It's pretty close. I mean, I think 1 year since I've been here, we had to borrow like, it's anywhere between 2 and 4 every year that we have to borrow.
It'd just
1
be
year, it was
nice
like
if-
399,000 that we had
It'd be
to.
nice if we could show some progress on
Yeah.
that, you know, once
Yeah.
in a while, so.
Yeah.
In case we do.
Last year, it was a little less. Last year, it was what, 275 that we borrowed. So this year, it's a little bit more, but of course, you know, we just had reappraisals and we're behind 2 years in taxes and, yep.
Okay, so then we
And
have,
some of that too, we also, you know, sometimes we have grant money outstanding. that we're
Correct.
still waiting on, and I'm not even quite
Yep.
sure what all we're waiting on. I know that like FEMA, we have, you know, we've probably paid well, I know we paid the interest this year on that FEMA
We did.
line of
Yep.
credit, but
Yep.
we aren't gonna see all that money for 2 more years.
2 more
probably, the way
years.
Things are going. We did get one
Exactly.
payment, but it's like a quarter of it, you know, and so we're not going to make any real progress on that for a while. And we're going to be
Yeah,
accruing this year, we'll be accruing the expenses of replacing the bridge. because that will be this summer probably, and then we have to wait for FEMA to reimburse that, which could be a while.
Gotcha.
Okay, so next up, we have minutes from the previous meeting.
Those are emailed to all of you.
Did everybody read them? They're not in their packet. They're in there. Yeah.
I'll make a motion, accept the minutes from the December 3rd, 2025 select board meetings written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sorry about that. I forgot my keys in my driveway. I was looking for them all over the food shelf for them.
Now we have tennis court information.
And Heather, I gave, because you sent me that you wanted me to share out, but I also
Two of them,
put
right?
I sent the two. I put the email that we got from the other guy as well.
We had a third guy?
No. You'd only sent me the attached one.
Oh,
But I had gotten I had seen the other one as well, so I put it with it, so you had both of them there.
I thought I meant to forward those both to you guys. So this is really preliminary, but it tells you what we're looking at to fix the tennis courts, somewhere in there. Somewhere in this package, because I see Jean has it in her hands.
Yeah, it's not
a little
cheap.
tricky. It's not
a little
cheap.
worse than I had hoped. But you know, we can spend less and then be redoing it again. So I don't know that we're not at this point where it's kind of just replace the whole thing. And
Yeah, pretty much everybody I talked to said we're at that point with it. There's absolutely, they won't even touch it without doing a complete,
Yeah.
and it
Not
needs
gonna
it.
guarantee it. No, I'm not
This-
putting it
Oh,
on.
this
let's do
isn't-
the fencing, so that's good.
yeah, I was about to say, this doesn't seem as bad to me because it does include the fencing, which we weren't looking at originally when we were thinking $100,000 or $120,000. So,
So, and there's two there. The second one's an email. And the Sean guy did say go out for an RFP. So I got to get with Mike to go through that and see what we can find for, obviously for, some funding sources and what we can do to come up with that. But those are your numbers, and that's what it's going to land up.
and so I'm pretty sure
That's half
we-
what Derby spent.
Yeah, and I would pretty sure we would qualify for, because we haven't applied for it yet because USDA kind of shut down for a while. But community facilities, that one is actually, they have a grant and a loan, so we could, if we need to borrow part of the money, we could borrow it through them at probably a pretty cheap interest rate over a pretty decent amount of years on that. So we would I'll look into that, what that would look like, but that's about $75,000 in grant. Teresa and I, we had put money aside in the budget this year for the park. And so what was that, like 35? How much was that, Teresa? Do you remember?
So all of what I put aside after the expense for Lakeside was 29.5.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I knew it
going
was
in this
more.
year.
And
Plus we started the account last year and I can't remember how much was in it.
And Rec has another 12 that they were able to pull out of theirs to put toward it. So we may be in
I don't think we're going to be
better
in
shape
terrible
than we
shape for it.
think.
How long are these estimates good for? Do you have an idea? Did it say on? I didn't. where it says?
There's some-
Usually they're good for the summer. Like
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And Sean's one is just literally like, I haven't seen your RFP, but this is a ballpark. So we have to go through that process.
So basically people should be,
And
The same.
if you look at them, they're almost identical anyway,
Mhm.
just from a
Yeah, I mean,
ballpark.
well, I get it, but I'm not seeing what
Right.
what
He
is
hasn't
he
done a
including?
formal proposal because he has.
No,
doesn't
that's
have the
what we're
RFP.
thinking of. Oh, I see, voting lines, yep, okay.
I
It's nice
literally
that we
just
got
said,
the estimate from the one because it kind of tells us everything that we need to make sure we put in an RFP. Because I mean, I'm not a tennis guru, so
no,
for me to
yeah.
go, okay, we want this. Well, okay, well, this
right
looks
behind
pretty
this
good.
is an email. That gives
Well,
you
it's nice
that.
that they put the thing that pickleball in there too.
That's what I
good.
did. I said we needed
It's
both.
really nice.
That's where your action is.
Yep.
But
Gonna do it. Yep.
that's our numbers. Dump truck.
Okay, dump truck. This is more a just FYI. So you guys, we will be ordering a new dump truck this year. Probably in the next couple months. I've got Nick working on it. He was told we're looking at a minimum 2-year wait for dump truck now. And so we need to get our name in the pipeline if we want one in 2 years, and we're going to be due for one in 2 years. So that would probably be 2028 when we would take delivery on it. So it won't actually cost anything until 2028, but we'll have to sign the paperwork for that coming up in the next month or so. And so he actually likes the last truck we bought, that the Freightliner, and so I sent him the specs on what we had ordered the last time, and so he's going back out to get 3 bids on it.
How much do we put in for the equipment fund?
I think
50?
50,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
And I guess we'll, hopefully you can get those bids before we have to do the budget, so we can kind of look ahead and see, well, what does it look like? Because we would do the same thing we did with the last truck. We applied for community facilities and we got 75,000 from them. We had 100, I don't know, 50 or $100,000 in the reserve fund. And then we borrowed the rest from the municipal equipment fund, because that one is like a 2% interest rate over 5 years. So it didn't cost, it was reasonably priced for us. And hopefully this truck will, he wants to keep it. Oh, we could use that for the chloride truck, blah, blah. I want to know what trade-in value is on it first before we start keeping stuff. I'm not a big fan of us for replacing it. There's a reason we're replacing it. It's time to move on. And, let's replace it when it's got a good value. We can get a good trade-in for it. So, but I told Nick it's up to him to make that argument to me.
Okay.
Both fire trucks gone now?
I believe both fire trucks are gone. Yep.
They're gone.
Yay!
Yes.
MERP. Municipal Energy Resilience blah, 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 Program.
Okay, so I just gave you guys a copy of an email I sent back to NVDA today on that. And it's only because so Noah actually had done the original proposal to them where we got the $500,000 grant. He'd worked with NVDA on it, and it's based upon a study that was done of the town hall building. The thing I want to change is on the town hall building. And it was basically to completely replace the boilers we've got with heat pump ducted heating and air conditioning system. The problem I see with the proposal that was put forward for that is it ran all this duct work on the outside of the building, and that is never going to get approved.
God.
There's an easement on that building from Preservation Trust, and they will never authorize that. And so what I'm proposing is that we scale that project back until we put mini splits in all the offices on the second floor, maybe replace the one in the library, do those where we have, room by room heating and air conditioning. We maintain our boilers, but, we can actually turn those boilers way down from where they are. I mean, that hallway, when you come up there, is 75 degrees all the time, 24 hours, 7 days a week. If we didn't have to do that, we would save a considerable chunk on our fuel consumption. And so I kind of put that out to her today to see if they will be okay with us making that change. And if they are, we're going to move forward with that. That we have a $500,000 grant on that we have to spend, and we have to get that into construction by March. We have to get RFPs out. So I'm proposing that for both the town hall building and the depot building, because I think our offices over there would be more rentable and usable if they had air conditioning them in the summertime, because it's blazing hot up there. Their original proposals included a lot of, putting more insulation in the walls. They wanted to drill into the walls over at the depot building and all that. I don't see that being the best use of this kind of money. We've insulated all of our buildings. We do lots of sealing of everything all the time. It's kind of a maintenance issue for us. And I don't see that, when we have the chance to spend $500,000 on energy improvements, they should be something that we would not normally be able to afford on our own. So that's what I'm proposing to them. But I just wanted you guys to have a copy of it so that you could see kind of this is what I'm proposing to them, and I'll keep you updated how we go forward with that.
Okay, so now we can move on to some sick bank damage.
Yes.
Got two things going on with the bank.
We do have two things. One has been going on for a while, and we have had, I don't know how many construction companies, people, whatever. We have done so much work on that side of the building, and we still have a leak where their drive-up window is. And I literally, I'm looking at it, and the only place I could see where that leak is coming from is the window in the clerk's office. And so I've asked Bruce to take another look at that. And I'm kind of just telling them, we're getting the building painted this year, and we'll have people up there on big lifts and stuff like that maybe they can find it. They had their construction guy come out and look at it and could not find any place where that water is coming from. And it only happens when it's being driven by the wind into that side of the building. So we know it's not the drive-up window itself. They caulk that thing until the cows come home, but it was underneath the canopy. And Noah had them put flashing from the siding down over top of the canopy so the water couldn't run behind the canopy. And it still leaks. It didn't change anything. And so now the bank thinks it's coming from the roof, but I really seriously can't figure out how you could get water to run down through an insulated wall, 3 stories
without any
to
damage
get to that window and drip.
Right.
So
It's an old building. Things happen in old buildings.
Well, I guess.
It would have hit the other windows as
I
well.
would've thought.
that's just it. We
It-
don't have a leak in either of the other 2 floors.
Right.
is
It's
the
a
thing.
ghost between the 2 floors that's leaking water.
Yeah, I guess so. So that's the first issue with that, and we're going to keep plugging away at that one. But then somebody ran into their canopy last weekend and destroyed it. It's off. And they had already talked to me about replacing their canopy. Then we were going to wait and do it this summer when we paint the building, because we're going to replace the material on our canopies on the front of the building. And so they want to change what they have, though. They don't like the canopy they've got. And I said, well, you have to send me a drawing of what you want, because like the ductwork on the outside of the building, there's an easement on that building from Preservation Trust. They have to approve any change to the exterior. So I've asked them to get that to me, but evidently she's on vacation this week because I haven't heard back from her. So
A lot of
Is the
people.
can- Is the canopy our responsibility, or is that the bank's responsibility?
it's going to go onto the guy's insurance probably.
Well, I get it, but
We're just going to turn it into our insurance because they'll battle that out between who it is. But no, the canopy will be their cost.
yeah,
But we
I'm
have
just
to make sure
wondering
the
who paid for it in
building.
the beginning.
I don't know if there's any damage to the building from that being knocked off the building. Did it break siding? Did it crack siding? What do we need to fix? And
No, well, the reason I'm asking is it says here, if the town wishes to pursue exterior repairs. Why is she
I
asking
know.
you?
Well, yeah, we don't pay for their canopy.
I was under the impression it was taken down, not knocked off the building, Mike.
Well, they
Yeah,
did.
no,
take-
Bruce
Well,
did
they-
take it down because it wasn't safe.
Yeah, he
Because
did take it down,
crashed
but
it up, right?
You didn't realize it had been hit by a car.
They got hit first, and that's why you
Well,
took it down.
a trailer behind somebody's vehicle.
Oh, I was gonna say.
And that ripped it off.
I go underneath it with my rack on my truck and I don't get that close to it, okay?
So you're the one who we have to watch out for.
Yeah, I'm just only
It
on
must
the
have been
draw.
a mighty big trailer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, huh?
Okay.
That's the second time that has been hit.
We have to put a little higher, I guess. So what are they asking of anything? What's going on with it as we speak, Mike? They just,
Well, I'm waiting for her to get back to me. I sent her back an email the day that I got that, and I asked her to send me the guy's information because our insurance company is going to want that because we're going to want to turn it into his insurance. And they're upset about the dripping in the drive-through window, and they're adamant that the town should buy them a new drive-up window. But the drive-up window is not really part of their lease. It's just kind of a nice feature that's been there since it used to be Community National many years ago. And we kind of pushed back and said, we'll put you a new window in, but we're not going to buy a, $20,000 teller window. Because those are like specialty material with drawers built in, electronics and all of that.
Who paid for the window when community had it? We
I
don't know
guess
that.
community dad, that was
Right, so,
that was put in, I don't know,
Right.
70s,
Right.
60s.
I mean, I think that's.
Oh, I don't
so
think it's
stuff
been
like
that
The
long.
bank should pay. I mean, you got.
Yeah, if you're
You're renting a place and you want your own, you want walls put in or whatever, you pay it. on your own.
usually your build outs,
Yeah.
your build outs
Yeah.
are done by the leasing,
Yeah.
the leasee in order to
Because
make it
quite
what we
frankly,
need.
we don't need that window. We could board it up.
Well, that's what, and they,
No money?
Noah and them argued for the better part of a year over this. And
Yeah.
I'm not the kind that's going to argue about it. I'm just going to say, this is what it is. And you don't like it, sorry. Because I have another one of our tenants that also is balking at his lease. Because Noah had cut him a deal for this last year where he basically got his rent for half price. And so when the new leases went out, I told him, I said, your year is coming to an end, and here is what your lease rate is. If you do not want to pay this, you need to find a smaller space. And so I have a message from him. He's in Canada, blah, 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 blah. But, oh, that's an 86% increase on me from what I used to pay, and I'm not paying that. Well, either you pay it or you move out. Because I don't think the town should be giving away rent to somebody who doesn't want to pay. We've bent over backwards for him for many years, and he always complained about his rent. We have a pretty sweet deal where it's included all of your plowing, all of your maintenance, your heating, your water. You don't have to do anything to rent one of those offices. It's a pretty nice deal, and we don't charge that much.
And say we're more than fair with our rent prices. Okay,
So-
Perfect.
we are down to other business, and then we can do the executive session. Do we have any other business?
I spoke with Rick and Walt yesterday. We give them some ideas, and Walt is gonna write up a new ordinance for us and give it to us.
And I'm sure the other part, which is the personnel policy, have you sent that over?
I have
sure
not.
they're all on vacation.
I completely forgot about it. Well, I didn't forget about it. It's just one of those. It's sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I got to get that done and put together. So
Right,
It
it's the
will-
end
it
of the
will get-
year.
yes.
There's other things.
I'm doing grant
Okay.
applications and grant reporting till the cows come home.
Yeah, that's probably more important than
That's-
sending that off. So the executive session, who do we need in that?
Actually, it doesn't matter. You can all be in this one. We just don't want anybody from the public in here. So I'll stop the recording and everything, but Teresa can stay for this if she wants. It's fine.
Teresa can stay for this one. Okay. So
I'll make a
Somebody-
motion I make a motion that we enter into executive session in order to discuss personnel matters under the provision of Title I, Section 313 of the Vermont Status, finding that premature public knowledge would substantially disadvantage the town. No decisions are expected following this executive session, and every select board member and Teresa and Mike will be attending.
and a second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
I
Want to kick the door shut first?
yeah.
Hold on.
There we go.
I make a motion that we exit executive session at
Well, you can just say that in a second.
5:56.
Second.
I'll second it.
So we exited, all in favor?
Aye.
We exited executive session at 5:56 PM. No action has been taken. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion adjourned.